let us all do we can to build a better future.
Let's talk about how the fact that liberals now are having a meltdown. Liberals are having a meltdown because Representative Rashida Tlaib has called upon Michigan residents to vote uncommitted in upcoming Democratic primary. Now, she's telling them don't vote for Biden in the primary. She's not saying don't vote for Biden. Now, liberals are turning this into something else. They're making a mountain out of a molehill, to be more precise. I do have to commend Rashida Tlaib for doing something that I would never expect anyone in the squad or the Congressional Progressive Caucus to do, and that is challenge Biden, at least at this level, for the primary. And let's be very clear here. After Representative Dean Phillips' lackluster interview with Breonna Joy Gray, Marianne Williamson's campaign, now hashtag dead in water, and I don't even know what Cenk Uygur is doing anymore. Whatever. He's living in his own fantasy. The point is, Democratic primary is a foregone conclusion. And if you are a Democrat voter, you're only participating in an event where everyone gets a gold star, but you do nothing. But Representative Rashida Tlaib has called upon Michigan residents to vote uncommitted in upcoming Democratic primary. Now, in turn, this has caused much panic because people in the vote blue no matter who crowd are going to say, well, this is going to cause some very serious problems. It's going to shake things up. So let's first of all pull this up from our friends at BSDNC, of course. Shout out to Case Study QB. I don't know how you sit through this, buddy, but somehow you do. You're made out of stronger stuff than me.
A new effort is underway in Michigan ahead of the state's February 27th presidential primary. Our Revolution, a progressive political organization, has called on voters to cast their ballot against President Joe Biden in the upcoming Democratic primary, urging them to select uncommitted instead. The group hopes the move will send the president a message and shift the administration's approach to the war in Gaza. Saturday, Democratic Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib voiced her support for a similar effort from another group called Listen to Michigan.
Our Revolution, Listen to Michigan. Hey, better late than never, but now be prepared for the vitriol from the liberals. And of course, you know what that means. The vote blue no matter who crowd are going to fall in line with the AIPAC selected primary challenger, especially, as we all know, Cori Bush is in the fight for her seat, due to the fact that she is losing because the progressives lost their coalition. Now, maybe this is a strategic move by Rashida Tlaib to maybe rebuild the Democratic primary, or not the Democratic primary, the Democratic Party's grand coalition. But I think at this point, it's too little too late.
Biden's erosion of support in this state is a subject of concern for his reelection campaign. According to census data, Michigan has roughly 310,000 residents with Middle Eastern or North African ancestry, and Arab Americans can account for as much as 5% of the vote in the state, depending on turnout. New polling shows Donald Trump narrowly leads the president in the key battleground state by just 2 points. With numbers that close, though, Democrats are sounding the alarm, warning Joe Biden's handling of the war could cause voters in this crucial bloc to sit out in the November election. One local activist from Dearborn told USA Today, quote, "It is time for the president to take action, and he is failing to do so, and that's going to have political consequences." Explaining his reasoning for backing Our Revolution's uncommitted effort, former Michigan Democratic Congressman Andy Levin told the New York Times, quote, "I am working with some people who feel like they will never vote for Joe Biden, but there are many I feel will vote for the president on November 5th if he changes course."
No, it's not going to happen. And I'm going to tell you why. The number one issue, unfortunately, will not be social issues or genocide. It's going to be the economy. The number one issue that's impacting many Americans, and look, there's a lot of things that are important to us. I get it. But the bottom line is this economy, people are struggling to make ends meet. And I find it fascinating that there are so many Democrats and liberals, and yes, even progressives who still hold on to the audacity of hope that somehow the Democrats are going to change their ways. No, that is not going to happen. Everyone is assuming that people will vote for Biden on November 5th. What assurances do you have? Especially when so many people are disappointed with Biden. Everyone who was part of that coalition in 2020, you got fooled. You got tricked. You got duped into thinking that Biden gives a damn about anything you care about. And if he really wanted to stop the genocide in Gaza, he would have said something weeks ago, months ago. He would have done so, but he didn't.
This is the best way I can help Joe Biden. Former Congressman Andy Levin joins me now. Former Congressman Levin, it's great to see you again. Thank you so much for making time. And I actually want to start there. You're framing this vote as a way to help Joe Biden ahead of November. Some Michigan Democrats, including the state's governor, Gretchen Whitmer, have cautioned that whipping support against Joe Biden could and will backfire. Explain to our viewers why you don't believe that's the case.
Well, it's great to see you, Eamon. And first of all,
so first, before we talk about backfiring, or use it out here, hearing his response, how this, let's actually see people actually have their meltdown. So this is a completely other different part right here. This is an individual that clearly has the vote blue, no matter who mindset of, oh no, if you don't for Biden, it's going to be trouble for us in the general election.
And so Rashida Tlaib is not there to represent the squad. She's not there to represent Palestine. While there's merit in all those things, you're there to represent your hometown constituency in the city of Detroit. And I will tell all my friends and family in Detroit that your congresswoman has failed you and frankly embarrassed you, and there could potentially be ramifications.
If you want to see Donald Trump beat Joe Biden, then you have voices of Charlemagne and Rashida Tlaib questioning Joe Biden's leadership, suggesting he's not fit for re-election. That's how you do it.
The meltdown. Isn't it beautiful? You know, secretly, and this has nothing related to the story of Rashida Tlaib doing, you know, what she's doing, but secretly, I kind of wouldn't mind seeing Trump get elected again. Not because I support Trump. No, it's because I want to see these vote blue, no matter who bastards cry. And this is just my personal opinion, my personal feeling. I want to see people cry again. I want to see them panic as though it's the end of the world. Is this a correct thing to wish for? Is this a moral thing to wish for? Is this putting, you know, just negativity in the air? Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. This is me being mean. Absolutely, 100%. However, I remember 2020. I remember all the hype and the bullying and the talking and the grandstanding of how Biden is going to return the soul back to America. Well, you had your chance. You failed at every single attempt, vote blue, no matter who. The grand coalition has fractured and broken apart. And now you're seeing people panic. So it would be quite delicious to see. I know what I'm doing election night. I'm voting third party and independent just to trigger the liberals, just so I can live rent-free in their head. And number two, I'm cooking a nice ribeye steak.
Democrats beating themselves.
I want to give you a chance to respond to that. What do you make of?
Now, let's continue on with the rest of the main video.
Governor Whitmer is a co-chair of the president's reelection campaign. She's doing a great job, and she's, playing her role very well. But here's the situation. Joe Biden needs to do this for two reasons. And I have to say the first one is about substance, right? What is happening is horrifying in Gaza. The situation on the West Bank is terrible. Both Israelis and Palestinians are completely traumatized. And so this president, who I was so proud to make so much progress with on domestic policy and who has done such a
domestic policy. Let's talk about what happened to the people of Lahaina, one-time $700 check. Let's talk about the people of East Palestine, Ohio, which, hey, Biden finally maybe kind of sort of visited. Is he going to drink the water? Drink the water, Biden? Or wait a minute. What about this? A crumbling economy, Americans facing homelessness, Americans losing hope in the strength of their dollar, of their communities. Yeah, domestic issues are doing great.
Terrific job there. Can be a great foreign policy president if he changes course, really changes course, gets a permanent ceasefire in Gaza, and opens up the biggest diplomatic initiative of his presidency to, at long last, allow the Palestinian people to have self-determination along with the Jewish people having self-determination there. Together, somehow it's difficult, but they decide, not us. They decide how to share that land democratically. And so here, the political situation, though, Eamon, is this. It's not our revolution or listen to Michigan, like whipping this up. People are not going to vote for Joe Biden on February 27th because they are really mad at him. Their cousins are dying. Their friends are dying. And it's not just Arab Americans. You're right. We are the densest Arab American state. We also have 250,000 Muslims in Michigan. We have 1.4 million African Americans. And you just saw the AME bishops going even farther in saying that we ought to suspend all aid to Israel, military aid to Israel. And then you've got 370-some thousand 18 to 24-year-old voters, all of whom are very upset. Now, these are somewhat overlapping groups, right?
Right.
But, amen, Joe Biden won Michigan by 150,000 votes in 2020. We need these people.
Right.
Yeah, you need them, and then you're going to abandon them. That's why I'm letting him talk. I could keep on interrupting and calling him a fool, but he keeps on addressing the same thing or doing the same thing that Democrats do all the time. We need these people. We need you, voters. We need you. We need you. We care about you. Please, oh, pretty please vote Biden, because then we'll give you all the things that you want. Please support us. No, this right here is somebody who's trying to pluck at people's heartstrings, make them feel guilty for actually coming with their own choices. And the thing is, let's say a lot of these voters don't turn out to vote during the primary. It is also within their right to maybe not vote at all come the general election, and either that, vote third party or independent. What incentive is there for them to vote for Biden? Biden's never been on the side of the people. Biden's never been on the side of progressives. He doesn't care about the social issues that was being hyped up about him for 2020. He's always been on the wrong side of history. Just ask his good friend Bernie Sanders. Hey, Bernie, remember you when you were being arrested during the civil rights movement? Wasn't Joe Biden right there beside you? Oh, wait, no, he wasn't. Joe Biden was with the Republican segregationists because Joe Biden didn't want his white kids to be with black kids. Joe Biden worked with Republican segregationists because he didn't like busing and desegregation. Oh, wait. Also, Biden didn't like the fact that a woman could choose. Oh, did you also know that Biden said he would gladly prostitute himself to corporations? Did you know that Joe Biden wrote the crime bill? Progressives, independents, I get it. You know, a lot of us right now are politically homeless, but don't let the Democrats bully you. And to the vote blue, no matter who, people, quit living in your own reality. Look at Joe Biden's voting record. Look at his history. The man's been on the wrong side of a lot of social issues. You think he cares about the things you care about because what? Donald Trump is running again? My fellow progressives and independents, if this isn't an example of these people, these liberals pandering to you and saying, hey, listen, you know, he's really good on the domestic issues. Why don't you talk? I urge everyone to talk about the economy, to talk about what happened to our wallets and how the fact that it's struggle to put food on the table or pay the goddamn bills. And this crisis in Gaza is just another layer of the failure of the Democratic Party and these politicians within the DNC.
To vote for Joe Biden on November 5th.
Yeah, you need
And
that.
so got to get them.
Yeah, you need that coalition, and obviously we're starting to feel the pressure. I wanted to, and as I mentioned earlier, Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib, she has thrown her support behind a similar uncommitted effort in your state, specifically for the policies that you outlined with the war in Gaza. But I want to play for you how some in the political class and the political world have reacted to her position. Watch.
Now we already saw that, but let's see his response.
Make of those attacks on your former colleague and the thinking behind it from that analysis?
Well, first of all, I mean, I want to say that there aren't multiple efforts going on here, right? There's one really organic movement to get people to vote uncommitted that our revolution has endorsed and is participating in, and Representative Tlaib is supporting as well. Frankly, I don't care what a bunch of talking-headed pundits say on MSNBC. We're here on the ground.
And that's the last time he's going to be on MSNBC.
In Michigan. And they are dead wrong. Representative Tlaib is representing her constituents. 1,000 black pastors in this country have written to the president saying, we are super upset about this. So, the idea that you either bring home the bacon or you work on human rights around the world is nonsense. And Representative Tlaib is trying to do both. We must do both. Joe Biden has done a good job on a lot of it.
What? Dude, what? When? I have not seen this. When has Joe Biden done a good job? Folks, Gonna pull out my inner Obama, folks. That's total bullshit. It's BS. How has I see in the live stream chat, I see in the comment section all the time, how people are struggling, how I hear about what all of you are going through. And what I'm very proud of is I have a very diverse audience. I have Trumpers who watch this show. Yes, the occasional liberals. Liberals, why are you acting so trolly? I have the progressives. I have the socialists. I have libertarians who watch this show. But the one thing that's universally clear, abundantly clear, factually clear, and correct is that all of us are struggling with the economy. And I'm pretty sure that all of us are upset at the fact that our dollars are going into these needless wars. We got money for Ukraine, money for Israel, money for a war in Yemen. And hey, why not? War with Iran, war with China. Let's just quit with the foreplay and start World War III. Why don't we? These Michigan voters are upset, okay? We are seeing the imagery of men, women, and children being blown up, shot at, mowed down in Gaza. Call it what it is. It's a goddamn genocide. So it is very understandable why voters in Michigan who have relatives, family members, friends over there to say, hey, I'm not going to vote for Biden. Because if Biden actually cared about the soul of America, he would have said something. What part do you not understand, liberals? He would have done something already. Netanyahu is ignoring him. When I was on Due Dissident's show, co-hosting with Keaton, we talked about it. We talked about how Netanyahu is ignoring Biden, the president of the United States of America, which last I checked, kind of sort of is really a global superpower. And we're being ignored by another country that we give our money to.
But we need him to change course on this. We can't stand 28,000 people being killed, women and children being killed at the fastest rate of any conflict since World War II. The most journalists being killed in any conflict on record. And all these facts, they go on and on and on. 2,000-pound bombs provided by the U.S. being dropped on places, according to the New York Times, where the IDF told civilians to run to. And then our military officials say we wouldn't use those bombs at all on such a dense population. We haven't done it in decades. We didn't do it in Syria or Iraq when we were battling ISIS.
Shush. Did this man really say that? Oh, there's a guy first name Julian, last name Assange, like a word with you, sir. Sir. Did y'all hear that? Hold on. Did I go a little crazy? Did I go deaf? Audience, hold on. Let's have democracy in chat. Type 1 if you heard, like, oh, Kit, no, what he said was just very nice and was factually correct and could not be called out ever. Type 2, no, man, I heard it. That man's been living under a rock. Why don't you hit that rewind button one more time, DJ?
We can't stand 28,000 people being killed, women and children being killed at the fastest rate of any conflict since World War II. The most journalists being killed in any conflict on record. And all these facts, they go on and on and on. 2,000-pound bombs provided by the U.S. being dropped on places, according to the New York Times, where the IDF told civilians to run to. And then our military officials say we wouldn't use those bombs at all on such a dense population. We haven't done it in decades. We didn't do it in Syria or Iraq when we were battling ISIS. I mean, people are.
So just so you all know, I mean, I'm really asking legitimately, like, y'all heard that, right? Because I just don't want to sound like I'm crazy here. Maybe this is it. Maybe I'm hearing things. Maybe in fact I'm in a padded cell talking to myself, and hey, yeah, this is patient 00001. Yeah, he's thinking that maybe he's just trying to hear these two people talk. He's talking about war crimes happening. Well, it's a good thing that we put in the censorship bill and put in the mind chips in people. Can't have the people be self-aware again. What the hell?
Are super upset about this, Eamon. And I'm a union organizer and a community organizer more than a politician. And I feel like we need to keep these people in the game. So my message to people who are upset is, don't go vote for my old colleague and friend, Dean Phillips, right?
Don't vote for Dean Phillips.
Marianne Williamson's name's still on there, although she's withdrawn. Don't vote for them, and don't stay home. Don't stay home.
Do not stay home. All right. Now hold on. Just like an abusive partner, would be. Listen, I need you to do this for me, and I promise I'm done with the cheating. I'm done with stealing your wallet. I'm done stealing your car. I'm done taking all your food. Just do this for me, and I promise things are going to change, because if you don't, I'm going to hurt you. That's what the Democrats sound like. He's telling y'all, do not fall out of line.
Come out and tell the president you're mad at him. Amen. There's 8 months left or something like
And Biden's going to be like, hey, Jack, why are you angry with me, man?
that till November 5th. Let's send a message to the president that if you change course, which you must do for justice, then I think the people will return to him.
We have about a minute left, but I wanted to get your thoughts on part of the blame game here, because I spoke with Abdullah Hammoud, the mayor of Dearborn, about the argument that if Trump does in fact beat Biden in Michigan, it's the Arab Americans, it's the Muslim Americans who would be blamed for that.
And it's going to be done by white liberals, too. I know it's going to be white people that are going to do it, okay? Those brown people didn't vote the way we wanted to. Those black people didn't vote the way we wanted to. Those Latino people didn't vote the way we wanted to. It's going to be a blame game through and through. It's going to be done by white liberals. Or either that, they're going to have the liberal diversity crowd will show up and like, I can't believe my fellow black people. I cannot believe my fellow Arab people. I cannot believe my fellow Latinos or Latinx did not vote for Biden. This is reverse racism. I just can't anymore. Like, I get so much pushback from people who say, how come you're not critical to the Republicans? What more can I say? This is pure gold for the Democrats. I mean, for me to criticize the Democrats. I mean, the hypocrisy is just right there out in the open. And some people said, gee, kid, if you're ever in a debate with a conservative, how are you going to really defend progressives and Democrats? And I'm like, how can I defend progressives and Democrats? I'm politically homeless. Why would I be on a debate stage and be like, well, both parties suck, but the Democrats suck more because they put on this neoliberal mask saying they care about issues. But then if people don't vote the way they want, oh, it's brown people's fault. It's black people's fault. It's Latino people's fault. It's these other straight white males. It's these straight white males that are a problem. For Christ's sakes, Clinton supporters were calling anyone who supported Bernie Sanders straight white males. So congratulations, men, women, black, brown, and yes, even the LGBTQ community, the Technicolor Dreamcoat. Guess what? For that one time, all of you became straight white males. You broke through the glass ceiling. You did it. You did it. We did it, everybody. That one time. What the hell?
That loss. And he remarked very simply, he's never lived in a world where you point at the voters and blame them for a candidate's position on an issue. Just give me a reaction to that and how damaging this blame game approach is, especially from members of your own party.
It's totally useless, Eamon. And Mayor Hammoud is such a terrific young elected official doing a really good job representing his constituents. What Mayor Hammoud is saying, what I am saying, what we're all saying is this is a catastrophe in Gaza. We have to change course. Let's do it now, and then November will take care of itself. But we've got to work really hard to win Michigan. It's going to be tough under any.
Yeah, good luck in winning Michigan. So what can we take away from this? Well, this guy is saying, oh, yeah, you have every right to be angry, but still vote for Biden. You have every right to be upset, still vote for Biden. You have every right to be sad, still vote for Biden. And trust me on it, people like him and others will do the blame game, like the name game, but it'll be the blame game, blaming everybody. Listen, if we are going to be doing the blame game, let me just give the first group to blame. Truck, boat, Uh-oh. If anyone knows the name game, you know what I'm saying. And if truck is ever brought up, it's the funniest thing ever. Anyways, final conclusion. Democrats, I don't believe in you. But I do have to say, and pulling up this article here from The Hill, the abandoned Biden movement is focused on withholding votes from Biden in primaries in battleground states, including Michigan, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Arizona, Georgia, and Florida, to empower pro-Palestinian Americans to protest via ballot box. The White House has tried to engage with Arab Americans, let me add this to the stage, with Arab American groups, particularly those in Michigan, but has met with canceled meetings, largely failing to change any minds. Officials traveled to Michigan to engage with leaders on the ground earlier this month. When Biden was in Michigan himself, he didn't meet with any leaders. Keyword, he didn't meet with any leaders. Hold on. He didn't meet with any leaders. So what's the incentive? Democrats, you offer no incentives. So I say to the people who are protesting and standing up and withholding their vote for Biden, keep at it, vote third party, vote independent, support citizen ballot initiatives, and break away from the two-party system. It's one big joke, folks. That's what the Democrats are. Don't let them bully you.